told Insider on Tuesday that Allen Weisselberg, the former president's longtime top money man, will likely receive preferential treatment as he begins his 5-month stint at New York City's notorious jail complex because the majority of Rikers guards are Donald Trump fans. The expert, 5 Mulimak, a jail reform activist and former detainee who frequently visits Rikers, predicted that the fact that Weisselberg is 75 years old and in the news will also help him. Even though the majority of the guards are Black and Latina women, 90% of them are Trump supporters, Mulimak, the program director for the city-based nonprofit Life Camp, stated. He stated that the former president's pro-law and order beliefs are supported by the guards. During the 2016 presidential campaign, Norman Seabrook, the former head of the city's union representing correction officers, was outspokenly pro-Trump. Because he is a Trump supporter, he will therefore receive preferential treatment from the guards. They'll try to protect him, Mulimak, whose program aids violent youth and their families, said. They will give him a little more respect. Nonetheless, he predicted that Weisselberg's time in Rikers would be hellish, describing the 6,000-inmate facility as filthy, chaotic, and rife with gang violence and drug use. Weisselberg was so worried about the sentence that he hired a jail coach, a consultant who could help him stay safe. According to Gothamist, 19 people died in Rikers custody last year, many from suicide or suspected overdoses. Last year, advocates and news reports documented understaffing and wild inmates, including an account by the New York Times of gangs forcing detainees to participate in fight nights. Mulimak stated, "The environment is extremely brutal. The conditions are terrible and appalling. Rikers is an island in the East River between Queens and the Bronx that houses people serving under 1-year sentences and detainees awaiting trial." Was condemned Tuesday for his conceited job in engineering a very long-term finance charge, evade plot at the Trump Association, the previous president's land and golf resort business. According to his attorney, Nicholas Gravante Jr., Weisselberg has been Trump's finance chief since the 1980s. By systematically concealing income from city, state, and federal tax authorities, he has saved $900,000 in personal income taxes and helped other second-tier executives save hundreds of thousands of dollars more. With good behavior, he will serve 100 days in prison. On the witness stand last month, he gave a 3-day account of the intricate fraud scheme, which was crucial to convicting the Trump Organization of tax fraud, but did not include any mention of Trump. Craig Rothfeld, the former CFO's jail coach, claims that the Eric M. Taylor Center's intake area will be Weisselberg's first stop at Rikers on Tuesday. It was built in 1964, making it the oldest jail in the facility, according to the City Department of Correction. Only the original Rikers Island Hospital, built in 1932 and still in use as an infirmary, is older. Mulimak stated that Weisselberg would have traveled from his Manhattan sentencing at the New York State Supreme Court to Rikers in a correction van or bus, still dressed in civilian attire but shackled at the wrists and legs. Weisselberg will change out of his suit at the Eric M. Taylor Center, or EMTC, where his fingerprints will be taken, and he will wear white t-shirts and standard tan pants. He stated, "Your belt, socks, and shoelaces are taken from you because they may be instruments of harm." He will be stripped to his underwear. "You kind of sit there in a cage until they process your paperwork," she continued. Mulimak stated that he will spend days or even a week in the intake waiting cell with 50 to 100 other detainees until more permanent housing is assigned. The intake cell is typically supervised by a single guard. He continued, "There's a phone, but it just doesn't work. There is a toilet, but it is broken. A sink is there, but it doesn't work." Mulimak predicted that someone like Weisselberg, who has been in the news for a long time and is getting older, will eventually be housed in an open dorm rather than in a 6-by-9 cell block. Craig Rothfeld, Weisselberg's jail coach, told Insider recently that open dorms are especially prone to gang violence and that Weisselberg will not be housed there. According to Rothfeld and Mulimak, a cell block will house approximately 100 detainees in individual cells, have a common area with a television, and have 2 guards posted. The B-man is one of the people inside with the detainees. The other is in a bubble, a station made of plexiglass. Therefore, Mulimakak stated, that's who's there if there's a fight, someone being stabbed or someone hanging.